Hey, what's happening? Unbelievable. All right. Look, we were ready to go. The platform failed us, so I apologize. And, you know, nothing I can do. When the platform actually has a panic button, and that panic button switches you into a fresh room in case your attendees can't see you. Well, we went to 4 rooms, and you can never see us. So I'm very sorry. I guess we did break the internet. Unbelievable. So thank you. But we are going to take a few minutes to let everyone get over here. We had over 4 people over there, and it was building and building and building. And those of you who are angry and yelled at me, nothing I can do when the platform I'm on fails. Nothing I can do. So sorry.
We came up with a solution.
Yeah, we came up with a solution. So are you still talking to people over there?
Yeah, I no one's commented since I said please follow the link. So
okay, we are going to send out an email to everyone too. So just hang tight, everybody. I'm truly sorry. Of course, no one wants to have technical issues especially when you're teaching a class. You know, it sucks. All right. So let me get a few things set up.
It's hard to know if people are doing it though.
Yeah.
The number of attendees is going down.
All right.
But they may not be closing out. They may just be following the link.
Yeah. So we're sending out an email right now to everybody. So we're going to hang up. We're going to chat for a few moments and then we'll get going. The good thing is it's recorded. You will get the link. Yes. Yeah. Why would I? Yes. Why would I be surprised? It's 2020. So yeah. So let's start again. It was so funny. I was talking, telling story. I was singing, and then I realized no one was hearing me. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, cheers. Thanks for joining us. Holy shit. I want to see the vinyl you found at the dump. You know, I guess I don't go to the dump. I have a lot of friends who find things at the dump. I never go to the dump. So, all right, let me see what my what's happening here. Yeah, yes, post in group. Yes, post in group, please. All right, so how's everybody doing? I appreciate those of you who message me directly, but when you're trying to get something fixed, I can't respond, but I do appreciate I appreciate the people that are reaching out. What am I drinking? Well, it's called rum. And it's mixed with some Diet Coke and a lime. So it's a Cuba Libre. Hello, Harley. All right. So let's start again. I was chatting with all of y'all from where you were from. You were all saying where you're from. I was saying hi to every city. All right. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get going. I'm going to go through the presentation. I really won't take questions till the end. So save your questions till the end. If you got to write them down, write them down. But here's the important part. Be specific. So if I say something in the first 5 minutes that you're going to want clarification on at the end of this, don't just have the question be like, so which one is better? Which one of what? You got to be very specific. It'll seem ridiculous what you got to write, but in order for me to answer properly, I need to know what you're talking about. So say something like, hey, when you were discussing listing albums on eBay, you know, give me a little precursor just so I know where we're at. All right, Wisconsin, Decatur, Toronto. What's happening, boys? Wisconsin. Is anyone else hearing bad echo besides Bill Lemon? Because no, Bill, you're the only one that has said that. And usually, and since I'm the only one on this channel right now, there shouldn't be really any echo. Seattle, Colorado, Mars. Oh, what's happening on Mars?
Now I'm trying to repost the link and it's changing it to a streamer. Is that weird? It's been YouTube all along. Now it's
hang on. Hold, please, everybody.
I said, is anyone still here? There's a lot of people still sitting there waiting. So I went to try to repost it and it's changing it to StreamYard.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Oh, no, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a very bad thing.
It is?
Well, I just posted it as a YouTube link, so.
Okay. So when I copied it,
StreamYard would put them in the show with me.
well, I don't know why.
Boston, what's happening? Audio's good. Yeah, audio's usually not bad. I have a. Oh, well, yeah, that would be the problem. If you have this open on multiple links, yes, you will for sure hear an echo. That is for sure. So, yes, you might have a couple tabs on the beautiful Swanee River Valley. Based on your picture, I agree.
All right, it shows 419 watching, so that's good.
Yeah, we got a good amount over here.
Apparently, there's still people over there.
Yep. So we're still getting a few more people. And John, my pal, my partner, my back end friend. Well, that sounded dirty. He sent out an email to everybody. So just in case. So we're going to start in a couple minutes. And luckily, the first part's kind of an intro. So that way, if someone does come in a little bit later. All right. Now, all of you are registered for the prizes. And check this out. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I've never seen this before, but check this out. I have a wheel with all your names, like a big old spinning wheel. So I'm going to click that. And if you're here, if you're present, then you win. You have to be present to win. So what I need you to do, if you're the winner, we're going to give away 4 prizes today. If you're the winner, I want you to shout out in the chats, I won. And make sure it sounds like that, okay? So I'm very excited. And now that I know this wheel exists, we'll be using it for other stuff for sure. I'm like, yay, I like fun toys like that. All right. All right. Share screen. Boom. Let's get the presentation up here. Good to see you, Clem. Good to see you, Brian, Bev, Tracy, Jane, Lisa, Bill. Good to see everybody. How will we see it? LOL. Well, yes, there's a lot of names because a lot of people registered. But the winner, as it spins and it stops, it pops up real big. So you'll definitely see the winner. Good job. Good job, Debbie. Debbie's practicing. I won. What? Okay. We'll get him over. Hello, Calgary. Hello, Lori. Are you calling me and Stacy creepy? Because that's who that is. Because my friend Nadine did the artwork, and then I did fun things like this. Where is it? Now, these next two are my favorites for different reasons. So first, there's this. Which is epic because Stacy gets in the mix. And then there's this where I become the whole band. So it's a pretty awesome combination when you have a friend who's a graphic design artist, and then I can do the little video stuff pretty well. It's fun to take art and then make it even different art. All right. Carol Smith's tapestry has a ring to it. I love that. All right. So I think I'm going to start because, like I said, I'm going to do a little intro here to begin with. And that way there's still people filtering in. They're not going to miss, super important stuff, but we're gonna get the intro going, and we got almost 500 people in here, so yay. All right, so let me make that bigger, and then eventually I'm gonna make it the whole screen. Okay, so let's start with this. The reason we're talking vinyl is because vinyl is hot, and last night it was like the universe saying, here you go, Jason. So I got introduced to a piece of music that I didn't know existed. I didn't recognize Michael Giacchino's name, but apparently he is the guy in charge, responsible for the scores of a lot of Pixar movies like The Incredibles and Ratatouille. And he has put out a Space Age Exotica album. Now, that might not mean much to most of you, but Exotica is the music of the Tiki Bar. And Space Age, back in the 60s when we were going to the moon, Exotica became very spacey. And so when I listened to the one cut I could listen to, I'm like, oh, I need this in my collection. So I went to order it. And here's how you can order it. In vinyl, look how cool these two pieces of vinyl are. Or digital album. There's no CD option at all. You either download it or you buy vinyl and stick it on your record player. And so to me, that was saying, hey, everybody, this is the new norm. This is the new norm. It's vinyl or download. Hey, Bill, chill out. You're at a free presentation. Chill out, Bill. You were being a jerk over there. You're being a jerk now. Chill out. Have a drink. Because I won't stand for it, Bill. Yes, you could burn the digital CD, but it's funny that the only options are digital and vinyl. So it's like the universe going, here, just what you're teaching tonight. Woohoo! And at a last minute edition, two of my good friends are at Graceland today, and look at the section of vinyl in Graceland. He messaged me from Graceland, and I said, hey, do you see vinyl? He said, not in this gift shop. And I said, wait, how many gift shops are in Graceland? Because I know it's not that big. He goes, well, we've seen 4 so far. I'm like, woo. And then he finally rolled across the gift shop that had the vinyl. So look at that. That's crazy. There's so much vinyl there. All right, let's give a prize away right now. I told you we're going to start right at the top. We're a little off the top because we had to fix where we were. But let's stop sharing that screen. And if you are here, you must shout out. And now I can see your names and I can see the wheel. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay, spin wheel. There it is. All right, if this is you, Lon, yes, this is saved. This is recorded. You will get the link tomorrow morning to rewatch it. Okay, wow, that's going to be a tricky one. So what we did was we took your first name and the beginning of your email, apparently. So Steve, if you're watching, Steve, and your email starts with Steve, if you're Steve, is Steve Stevens watching us right now? Steve Stevens is the guitar player for Billy Idol. Awesome. Steve, are you here? Are you here, Steve? I know Debbie's here. Is Steve in the house? Is that you? Is that you really, Steve?
Steve Elmore is me.
Is that you? Is your email start with Steve Elmore? Because if so, then you're the winner.
Then he said, I think it's me.
Steve, if your email starts with Steve, then this is absolutely you. So do me a favor. We will reach out to you. But if you can reach out to me on Facebook, it would even quicken the process. So here's what Steve has won. Let me switch back here. Ba-da-ba-da. Steve has won a $25 eBay gift card. Yay. So, Steve, you can go buy music or supplies to ship your music. Woohoo. All right, Bill. Good. Let me give you a big old hug, Bill. All right, sweet. All right, here we go.
I did ask if anyone was still waiting over there.
All right, so I wanted to show you what's happening. If you've not sold vinyl before, I want to introduce you to the world of vinyl on eBay. As of yesterday, the active eBay listings was 2,521,784. That's actives, okay? Completed, so this means sold and unsold, 1,040,280. Now, of that 1,040,280 completed, 728,000 of them are sold. A lot of vinyl is being sold. 750,000 pieces of vinyl are being sold every 90 days on eBay. So I want you to have a piece of that pie because you know what? Knowledge is power. And what I'm hoping to impart on you today is the power to add to your bottom line. So if you've never sold vinyl before, this might be the piece that allows you to leave your soul-crushing job. And I use that term because someone said today, is this recorded because my soul-crushing job is in the way of participating live? And I said, yes, it absolutely is. Now, we all start in the reselling world on something we know, something we love. But then the only way to get bigger and better is to expand, and to have more in your arsenal. So we're putting vinyl in your arsenal today. So I'm giving you the power to make more money because you're already in the thrift store. You're already at the garage sale. You're already at the flea market. You might as well pick up the music that's there. That's going to make you money too because you're there. Yes, my dear. Okay, we have 2 Steves with Steve emails. Do me a favor and send me a message and we will definitely sort it out. Please send me a message. You can find me on Facebook. Real easy. And if not, tikipug@gmail.com. We will get it sorted out. I promise. Okay. So I wanted to show something. So here's the solds, 728,720. Of those, what I call the sweet spot, records that are worth, that sell between 35 and 100. So of that 700,000, 112,000 fall in that range, because there's plenty of records that sell for $4, but we don't want to sell those. We don't sell the runs that sell, you know, $20 ain't bad either, but $35 to $100, there's 112,000. Now, of those, records over $500 in the last 90 days, 1,258 sold over $500. And of those, 279 sold over $1,000. Now, will you go out tomorrow and find a $1,000 record? On the average, probably not. Have I found over $1,000 records? Absolutely. Have I found them at a flea market? Yes. I have sold a record for $3,328 or something that I found at a estate sale for $8. $8. Now, with anything you go out to search to buy to resell, you're not going to find $1,000 items every day, but they're out there. 279 people found records worth over $1,000 and sold them in the last 90 days. So with knowledge, hopefully at some point in your new adventures, you're going to find one of those. Now, along the way, you're going to find a lot of $30 and $40, $50 and $100, but hopefully soon you find a $1,000 record. Now, this is one I didn't realize we were going to be on StreamYard, so I wanted to put one of the fun ones in, but we've done those already. All right. So let me tell you why you're here listening to me tonight, how I became an expert in all things music. So early 1970s, here is the first record I remember from my parents' collection. We would decorate for Christmas, and we were a big, very big Christmas family. My mom still loves Christmas. And I remember always putting on the Raycon of Singers, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. To this day, when my wife and I have time to decorate during the holidays, which is not often, but when we do, we play this on CD because it's still in my brain from my youth. And this is the other record I found in my parents' collection when I was a little kid. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for starting me off on a path of A, variety, and B, come on, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. That's a good record to start on. All right, 1980. I remember buying records. I was 9 going on to be 10. I had a little bit of money. And by the time I was 10, I had 2 jobs, actually. And one of these 2 records is my first record, either Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon, or Kiss Double Platinum. And right away, it shows you the breadth of my musical love. I've seen Marilyn Manson and Bette Midler in concert in the same week. So I'm all over the map in terms of what I like. But 1981 is when it cemented how amazing music was in my life to me. My uncle threw me on the back of his Honda Goldwing motorcycle, and we went to Blossom Music Center, which is in Northeast Ohio, one of the greatest outdoor amphitheaters in all of the United States. And we saw the Charlie Daniels Band at the height of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And I thought you would thoroughly enjoy this picture. Please ignore my socks tucked into my jeans, because this is the day after we were at the county fair. And again, it was on the back of my uncle's motorcycle, so you got to tuck your pants in. But I wanted to point something out here. I'm 10 years old. My uncle's the one on the left, my Uncle Nino. He's 6 foot tall. I'm 10 years old. I was a big kid. That's our buddy Gabby on the right. Those are our freshly brand new Charlie Daniels Band concert shirts. And man, I wish I still had that shirt, because it'd be worth a lot of money. And hey, rest in peace, Charlie. All right, mid 1980s. Here's another lucky thing for me in my life and love of music. My mother, Peggy Smith, who's in the chat, was a jazzercise instructor for like 77 years or something. What was it, Ma? Like 30 years? But here's what being a jazzercise instructor entails. You have to learn every 8 weeks. You have to learn new music routines to teach to your class. And it's the popular music on the radio. So in the 80s, every 8 weeks, a box of vinyl would show up at our house, because don't forget, we didn't have CDs and downloads. And so how many children in the 80s just had a box of 45 show up at their house every 8 weeks? Awesome. So every 8 weeks, like 57 inches would show up at our house. And not only would I listen to the A side, the hit song, I would listen to the B side. I would devour every part of it. And I thoroughly enjoyed music. And I had the opportunity to get so much new music just delivered. And look, I'm the country boy. We grew up in the country. And I wasn't a city boy. So to have this much vinyl flowing through the house was awesome. All right. We're going to jump all the way to the late 1990s. My wife and I are married, and she's sitting right here helping me out tonight. Hi, honey. And the job I had, oh, I just sold a CD. Oh, no, I sold the book. The job I had, the month of December, there was no work to do. So I'm in this record store in the month of December, and they're looking for Christmas help, like a lot of stores do. And I said, I would love to work here because I realized I would get a discount on music. Yay. So I worked there, and I loved it. I absolutely loved working at a record store. I had a career. My job was actually a career. And at the end of the holidays, I said to the owner, I would love to work for you full time, but I can't come in as counter help with the rest of the 18-year-olds. I'm like 30 at this point. I need to come into management. He said, I'd love to have you. So he hired me as a manager, quit my career, and worked this job. And they had stores in Cleveland, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. And I worked all 3 states until I worked myself out of a job. In March of 2000, I got laid off. So I sat around sucking my thumb, realizing, how am I going to pay our mortgage? My wife had a job, but back then we needed both our paychecks to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills. And I thought, what am I going to do? So when you're sad, I don't know about all y'all, but when I'm sad, you know what takes me out of being sad? Retail therapy. Yay, let's go shopping. So I went to this record store, Record Revolution on Coventry down in Cleveland. And while I'm standing there, I realized there's a table full of dollar CDs. Now, don't forget, this is March of 2000. There was no downloads, no streaming, none of that. And I looked at these CDs for $1. And back then, CDs new were like $20, $21. And I'm like, these CDs have to be worth more than $1. And so I threw down 20 bucks. I cherry picked what I thought was the best 20, took them home and taught myself right then how to sell online, how to ship, how to sell internationally from the get-go. And by the end of like April, beginning of May, I was shipping like 400 CDs a month. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this online selling. And my wife was very cool. She didn't say, hey, go get a job. I was getting unemployment. She's like, you know, enjoy your summer, basically. I'm like, oh, you're the best wife ever. Now, fall was quickly approaching. Unemployment was running out. I was making decent money selling. But back then I thought you have to have a traditional job. But let's talk fall 2000. I'm about ready to get a job. And my wife's company says, would you like to move from Cleveland to Southern California because we need some help? And I'm like, wait, someone's going to pay me to move from winters in Cleveland to Southern California? So my wife said, we'll talk when we get home. I said, sure. And by the time she got home from work, I was packing already. I'm like, let's go. We're out of here. So I moved to Southern California, and my wife moved there in September. I moved in October, and she calls me and says, hey, there's a record store within walking distance of our condo. I don't like it. You'll love it. And yep. And I said, what? She goes, yeah, it's a record store so full there's stacks of CDs and records in front of all the bins. And she was right. So I walked into that store and said, hey, owner, you're going to hire me, and I'm going to teach you how to sell online so you can double the amount of sales you have coming in. And I get to get paid to sit on my butt because I got to sit at the computer all day. And he hired me, and I started selling for him. Then my wife was so awesome at her job. What they asked her to do in Long Beach, 2 years later, they said, can you do the same in Santa Monica? So up to Santa Monica we go. If you've never been to Southern California, Long Beach to Santa Monica as a crow flies isn't that far. LA traffic, it's horrible. So I moved up to Santa Monica in 2002. We moved up. And my friend was running Tower Records in Westwood, which is the UCLA area. And I said, I need a job. And he gave me a job as assistant manager. And I loved it because now, for the first time ever, I'm working for a major. I'm working for a big, major, worldwide company. And so now I'm learning not more about music, of course, but also merchandising and marketing and end caps and things that I put into play virtually online too. So I worked at Tower Records in UCLA until it closed down. And they said, Jay, we'd like to keep you with the company. Would you like to go to? Yes, Tower Records on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, the epicenter of cool, the epicenter of music. And I said, absolutely. So I became the nighttime manager at Tower Records in Hollywood. And the cool thing back then, don't forget, no downloads, no streaming. Still selling online was still young and fresh. If you wanted to buy music, you had to walk in. So every single day, I'm helping celebrities. Elton John, Paul Stanley from Kiss, B.B. King, Don Henley from the Eagles, Burt Reynolds, Meg Ryan, Scary Spice. Oh, Scary Spice. The list goes on and on and on. So I had a great time there. Excuse me. But the only bummer was I worked second shift. I worked 4 to close, and my wife worked banker's hours. So unfortunately, and my wife and I love each other very much, that we only saw it. I said, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we love each
Yeah, unfortunately, because we love each other, we didn't see each other. We saw each other 18 hours a week total. And so when she had the opportunity to make more money, I was able to quit. But when I quit this, I went back to selling full time. Now, we're going to jump right to 2020. Why are we here tonight? Well, this article just dropped a month ago. Vinyl outsells CDs for the first time since 1986. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I've already taught my flipping CDs 1 and 2 course. I've taught my flipping cassettes course, and I was waiting to teach the flipping vinyl. I acquired a collection of 7,000 records 2 years ago. And I knew as I started to work through these would be the time to teach the vinyl, because anytime you work through 7,000 of anything, your knowledge is going to be bursting out of your brain. But then I get this information. Holy crap, vinyl outsells CDs. Let's talk about it. Yay. Why aren't you moving? There we go. But why? Why is this happening? Why is vinyl in 2020? Look, 2020 is just a hot mess. But the one thing that isn't a hot mess is music and vinyl. Why is that? Well, everything old is new again. Look, I've taught cassettes. I sell 8-tracks, reel-to-reels. It's crazy. But vinyl is hot. And more importantly, Record Store Day was invented. So let's talk about Record Store Day a little bit. The first Record Store Day was on April 19th, 2008. It was used to promote the 1,400 independent record stores in the U.S. Can you imagine, if you're not a record store frequent shopper like myself, are you shocked to know there's 1,400? At least there was back in 2008. There might be more now. 1,400 record stores still. Now, this grew from a United States thing to the entire world, except Antarctica. Unfortunately, there are no record stores in Antarctica. That's very sad. Tear. But each year, a different singer or band has become the ambassador of Record Store Day. Some of the ambassadors have been Ozzy, Metallica, Chuck D, Pearl Jam, Dave Grohl. And if you happen to be lucky and live in the city where they're at, they'll end up at a record store, either performing or sign autographs or whatever. And it's actually become an official holiday in many cities, including New York City, Charleston, Vegas, baby, Boise, and LA. Then 2 years later, 2010, they added Black Friday. So now every April there's a Record Store Day, and every November there is a Record Store Day. And just basically what it is, special vinyl releases are made exclusively for Record Store Day, from the biggest artists like Paul McCartney to the newest artists like Sophie Tucker, this last one. So vinyl had this resurgence where there was special stuff happening around vinyl. Now, this is a line waiting for Record Store Day to open pre-COVID. No masks, no social distancing. It was a lot different this year. Now, let's face it. Vinyl just sounds better than CDs, cassettes, and streaming. People have always said that, and I wasn't one of those nerds who's like, yeah, you're right, it does. However, behind my shoulder here, I built a stereo a couple months ago. I got a nice receiver, a good turntable, an 8-track player, and a cassette. So this wasn't a plan, but just so happened. One day I played a CD on my computer, and then I'm like, oh, the stereo's all hooked up. Let me try it. So I played a record, and then I played an 8-track, and then I played a cassette. So never in my life until about 2 months ago did I play all 4 of the major mediums in one afternoon. And holy crap, it's right. Vinyl sounds so much better. It envelops you. It's so much warmer. It's hard to describe, but if you get the chance to listen to all 4 in an afternoon, do it, and you'll absolutely see. But make sure it's a good record player with a good set of speakers. All right, so here's what we're going to be learning tonight, because I want to teach you. I want to give you that power, that knowledge, what to find, where to find it, how to research it. I would say this is probably number 1 or number 2 of the most important things. How to sell it. Now, everyone here tonight probably has sold before, but we're going to go get very specific about records. And here's the most important. This is the shortest part of the presentation, but the most important, how to ship it. All right, but first we need to learn some terms. Now, some of you have collected records, sell records, you're going to know these terms, but we got a lot of first-timers to records and vinyl, and so I want to make sure that when I say certain terms, we're all on the same page, okay? So I am going to go through these rather quick, but I want you to understand. Do you know the difference between these 3 terms, album, LP, and record? Now, people use them interchangeably who don't know, but these 3 things are 3 totally different things. Let's start with album for starters. This is an album. This is an album. as is this, and so is this. The album is the piece of work. So it doesn't matter if it's on vinyl, cassette, CD, or 8-track, it's still called an album. All right, LP, which people also use interchangeably, actually stands for long play. And long play means a record or an album that is a full album. So, for instance, my example was Diver Down. And this was my example, unfortunately, before we found out that Eddie Van Halen passed away. So rest in peace, Eddie, one of the greatest, if not the greatest guitar players of all time. But this is an LP. It's a full record with around 12 songs. Now, along with LP, let's take a little sidetrack. There is EP. You might see EP. EP means extended play, means a short album. And here, as an example, here's David Lee Roth's Crazy from the Heat. This is an EP. Now, Dave was nice enough to tell you, if you look in the right-hand corner, you'll see it says EP right there. See that say EP? Yeah, they don't all say EP, so don't get used to that. But 4 different songs on the back. Oops. Then we have single. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. I would imagine everyone knows what a single is here. There's a song on side A, in this example for Van Halen, Jump. On side B, it's House of Pain. Now, there's a maxi single. So, of course, I was trying to use Van Halen for all the examples. I don't think Van Halen ever put out a maxi single, or at least Warner Brothers, because I couldn't find any. So let's jump over to Prince. Here's a song, Party Man, from the Batman soundtrack. On side A is Party Man in 2 different versions, the Purple Party Mix and the Party Man Music Mix. On side B, a 3rd version, Party Man, the Video Mix, and then he threw in a bonus song, Feel You Up, the Short Stroke Mix, okay? So that's a maxi single. Typically the same song with different versions, and every once in a while, like Prince, throw in a bonus cut there. Now, what's the record? This is the record. That's the actual round plastic piece. Now, let's talk sizes of records, because I think I'm going to blow some of your minds here, maybe most of you. All right, 12-inch. We all know the 12-inch. That's pretty ubiquitous. Some of you might not know there's a 10-inch record, too. I got a lot of 10 inches in my collection. And then who doesn't know the 7-inch? I mean, come on now. That's, of course, we have the 7-inch. But this is where... yeah, there's bigger records, but those are such a specialty. We're not even talking about them. But how about this? Are you familiar with the 3-inch vinyl? Now, I got a little video here. You're not going to hear it as well, but I wanted to show you how tiny 3-inch vinyl is. 3-inch vinyl is very new. It's just a novelty, but they make little tiny record players with little tiny records. And so there is my record player playing my little tiny Rancid record. Now, I wanted to share that with you because these only came out a year ago, and there's already 3 inches out of print that are worth a lot of money. I sold the Beastie Boys for $40. And so just in case you're in a record store that has the 3 inches, I want you to look at them and to see how tiny it is. Look how tiny. There's the whole record player. See how tiny? All right. All right. So let's get into what to find. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to pick out well, first off, let me dispel a rumor, because a lot of people who are new to vinyl think if you find a Beatles record, you found a mountain of gold. That's not true. It can be true. The record I sold for over $3,000 happened to be a Beatles record, but don't forget the Beatles were the biggest band probably ever. And so they sold a lot of records. Are there a lot of records worth money? Yes. Are there a ton more not worth a lot of money? Absolutely. So just because you find the Beatles, don't get super excited till you do your research. All right, these are bolos. So when I sat down to put this portion together, I'm like, all right, what are the records I see all the time that can bring good money? And I'm thinking back over 20 years, and we're going to talk about where to find this stuff, but I find it everywhere. So let's start with the Rolling Stones, another huge band. So their album, their Satanic Majesty's Request, came out in a couple of versions. This is the version where the picture on the cover is a flat 2D picture, like most albums. As you can see, it's selling for about $19. However, they sold a lenticular version, or some people call it 3D, and look at the difference, $65. Now look at that cover. other than the picture, that is a very easy album to spot. That blue with the white smoke, and there's no words. Don't say Rolling Stones. It's easy to spot when you're flipping through records. Now, just to show you a little closer of the difference, there's a flat picture, and now it's going to morph into the 3D lenticular. Now, it's hard to take a static picture of a lenticular cover, but if you have this and you turned it, you would definitely see depth in that picture, okay? So that's the first bullet we're going to talk about. Now we're going to talk about Alice Cooper and $1 Billion Babies, and I love this listing. They started with LP, record, and album. They're like, I'm just going to catch everybody all at once. I don't care what term you use. I'm catching all of y'all. Now, this record actually has inserts we're going to talk about in a second. This person didn't have the inserts. As you can see, it's worth $9. But this person has all the inserts, and now we're talking $41. Again, it's an easy record to spot. This is actually, you know, it's record size, but it's at 12-inch size, but it's actually a wallet. So it looks like a snakeskin wallet. And when you open it, inside, along with the record, is a $1 billion bill. And it's got a money clip that you can fold that bill in half and stick it in the money clip, along with some family photos of the band. So back in the 70s, a lot of records had inserts. If you find said record with inserts, way more money. Doesn't mean the record is worthless without them. It just means there's more money when the inserts are there, okay? So as soon as you see this record, you open it right away. Is the $1 billion bill there? Is the family photos there? That's when you know if you've got money or not. Now, I wanted to show this too because the inserts by themselves can be some money. I have these posters. I don't have the records. When Kiss did their 4 solo albums, on the first pressing of them, there was a poster of each member, and the poster was like a jigsaw puzzle. There was a cutout, and then the next one had the pieces to fit the cutout, and then it made this giant, massive poster. It looks like one thing, but these are actually 4 posters that are put together like a jigsaw puzzle. So as you can see, the posters by themselves sold for $100. I have them back here. I should probably sell them, right?
Yes.
Okay, my wife says yes. But so oftentimes you might find the posters and the albums are trashed or the $1 billion bill. If you're at a garage sale or a flea market or a estate sale and it's cheap, still grab them because the inserts will be worth money. 4 posters, no vinyl, $100. $100. And there's the posters again. All right, now I'm going to drop some real knowledge on you. I'm going to look at the chat for these answers too. There's a band called Madhouse. They put out 2 albums. The albums are called 8 and 16. Do you know who Madhouse is? Now, there's a little delay, so I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to take a sip of my water. And then a little sip of my rum. Eee. All right. Who knows who Madhouse is? Zach's right on it. Boom. We got a lot of no's. Prince, nope, yep. Sworn to secrecy. I like that answer the best. All right, so the keyboard player in Madhouse is Oscar Chanel, and you might know Oscar Chanel as Prince. So Prince has a lot of alter egos, and Prince did a lot of records that you don't know he's on because it doesn't say Prince on the back. It says this name or Christopher Tracy or The Kid or whatever, all those other alter egos. But most people don't know that's a Prince record. It's a jazz record with his saxophone player at the time, Eric Leeds. And here's someone who sold them together on eBay UK, $90. Now, I think they undersold them. I typically get about $75 a record on these when they're in really good shape. So if I had the pair, I would list them together, but I would put them at $199.99 or best offer and shoot for about $150. Now, Madhouse also has CDs and 7-inch singles and 12-inch singles, and they're all different stuff. So anything with Madhouse, you want to pick up for sure. All right, who doesn't love Elvis? We already talked about Elvis once. Now, colored vinyl, up until recently, was a rarity. If you found a record on colored vinyl, it was a special edition, typically worth a lot of money. However, the case where it's different is Elvis Moody Blue because the record was released on blue vinyl. And I tell you, if I'm going out like 2-3 days a week thrifting, sourcing, pre-COVID, I would probably find Moody Blue about 6 times. Like if I hit like, you know, half a dozen thrift stores, a couple record stores, a bunch of garage sales, I would find Moody Blue many, many times. Now, as you can see on blue vinyl, it's worth a whopping $6.56. However, they did release it on black vinyl, and that is the rare version. That is one of the rare times where the black is what you're looking for. As you can see, the black sold for $127. So what I want you to do is every time you see Moody Blue, pick it up. Look at the vinyl. If it's black, snag it. If it's blue, if you like Elvis, buy it for yourself, but you're not going to make any money on it. All right. How many of us bought this record? I was a little young when it came out the first time, but I definitely have had it. Doors, LA Woman. Now, this is the regular version. This is we're back to like the Rolling Stones, flat picture, $6.59. This version had a window. See how you can see through? They're printed on a piece of plastic, basically, and $150. So let me show you the difference. I'll do a little meld from the regular picture to the window. Again, easy to see because look at those rounded corners. Most records are square. Having the rounded corners, it's an easy one to pick out. That maroon cover with the rounded corners, as soon as I see it, I grab it. Is it the window or not? If it's the window, I'm on it. It's not that big of a deal. All right. Now, every time I teach anything, I always teach you what to look for, but what to skip. Because the problem is when anything we talk about, anything, CDs, records, tiki mugs, bras, whatever it is, there's plenty to skip. And the problem is the stuff I'm telling you to skip is the stuff you'll see on the frequency. I want you to be aware you're skipping these. Now, what I want you to do is, for the most part, skip your grandmother's record collection. Now, I say grandmother, if you're about my age, I'm about 50. All right, look. Sing Along with Mitch Miller Holiday and the regular Sing Along with Mitch Miller. Mitch Miller's a fine guy, but sold millions of copies. Lawrence Welk, Ferrante and Teicher, the South Pacific soundtrack, Andy Williams, especially the Christmas album, El Martino. These are all things my grandmother had, but every grandmother had them. Millions and millions. They're not worth anything. But here's the two biggest. Here's the two you will see in every record store, in every thrift store, and every antique mall, and I want you to skip them. Now, look, this is a great album. If you've never heard Whipped Cream Miller Delights, get it. Listen to it. And it's one of the most iconic covers of all time. But guess what? They sold like 10 million copies. It's everywhere. Now, even more so is The First Family. Now, some of you might not know this, know who Von Meter is, but he was a comedian, and he basically did parodies of the Kennedys, and his career pretty much ended when, unfortunately, Kennedy's life ended. But when my wife and I go thrifting, antique stores, there's always The First Family, and we're always like, I got it, The First Family. You'll find The First Family multiple copies. These are the things you'll see a lot of, and these are the things that I want you to leave behind. Lordy, I have both of these. Now look, the Herb Alpert is great, is absolutely great, but not worth a lot. I just want you to stay away from those. All right, where to find them? Great, now you're kind of knowing what to look for. Now where are you going to find it? Okay, now why do you think I have this picture of these lumberjacks and all their flannel glory? Well, here's the reason. This is 5 generations of a family. You got baby, son, dad, granddad, great-granddad, and great-great-granddad. Now, the reason I put that in there is because records are the only medium of music that has been around since, depending on your age, could be you. Well, like even my mom, she's pushing 80, but her parents had records, her grandparents had records. Commercial records are about to celebrate their 100th anniversary. The first commercial records came out in the early 1920s. So if you're like 30-ish, 25-ish, 28-ish, your great-great-grandparents had records. So that means every estate sale where there's an old person or where there was an old person will have vinyl. If you see the hover around wheelchair at an estate sale, there's going to be records. I guarantee it. I've rarely went to an estate sale without records, without music at all. Mostly records for the older people. But what I want to point out is I was at an estate sale where they advertised this jazz record collection. Jazz records, lot of money in there. Now, I'm a music nerd. I'm a music seller. When I showed up, there was a lot of music sellers. And in the library room, the records were down the lower half. The CDs, also a giant CD collection, was the upper half. Well, 20 people dove for the records. I would like the records too, but no one No one looked at the CDs. Now, I probably didn't make as much money as a record collector or get as good stuff as the people down below, but no one was fighting me. So sometimes you got to pick and choose your battles. And that time I pick and choose up. Now, flea markets. This guy is in New York City, and I don't know his name, but I love him. He has the greatest collection of vinyl and CDs, and he's at the outdoor Sunday flea markets. And I have shopped with him almost every time I've been in New York City when the weather is nice. And he buys whole collections. So he pays a fair amount and sells them for a decent amount, but there is still money on the table because he's selling only to the people that are standing there. I'm selling to the whole world. So every single trip to New York City includes an entire carry-on suitcase being filled with records and CDs from this seller. So flea markets are a great place to pick up stuff. And usually the tables are vast like this, so you're not always having to fight with people to get to the good stuff. All right, thrift stores always have records. Are you going to find like Metallica and Pink Floyd? Not normally. I have. It can happen, but let me tell you, see what we're seeing here? Dr. Zhivago, Fronte and Teicher. We're back to your grandmother's collection. However, you need to look through every one of them because one day I'm going through them and it's all grandma. It's all Lawrence Welk. It's all El Martino. It's all Herb Alpert. And I almost gave up. I'm like, I'm going to keep going. The last record was a rare Taylor Swift record worth a lot of money. Thank God I kept going. You just never know when something's going to show up. Now, the place where I find most of my music to resell is music stores. Here is my mecca, Amoeba Music in Hollywood. I absolutely love this place. And people are shocked. They're shocked I can walk into a record store and buy music to then make money on. And I do it all the time. Here are some examples. When I go to Amoeba Records, I spend hours. And here's just 3 of my ring outs. $600. $832. I gulped at that one a little bit. $424. But when I spend $800, some of it's for me, and the rest is to sell. But I'm going to spend $800, and that's going to be $2,000, $2,500, $3,500 in sales. Because again, even though Amoeba is huge, they're only selling to the people in Hollywood who are walking in. I am selling to the entire world. So record stores are a great place to source. They know what they're doing to a degree. I know better. Now, here's the biggest tip I can give you. Look down. Here's the problem with vinyl. It's heavy. When it's in a box and there's lots of them, it's really heavy. So guess where vinyl ends up? Ugh, on the ground. And when you're 6'5" and have back issues, it sucks. It's terrible. So look at this picture I just found. Obviously very modern. During COVID, they all have masks and looking down. Now, if you're lucky like me and you marry short, the nice thing is you go, hey, short, flip for me and I'll look over your shoulder. Unfortunately, if you don't marry short or you're not married, you got to get down there. So when you're at estate sales, when you're at flea markets, when you're at garage sales, and it's not just vinyl, but vinyl often is on the ground, look down. There's always stuff under the table, okay? And look down there. Some people don't want to squat, like me. So I might pass it by. But if you don't mind squatting, if you can squat and then stand back up, you're in good shape. Oh, look at that. Julie's got her doors with the window sitting right beside her right now. Nice, Julie. All right. So now you found some good stuff. You know where to find it. Let's talk about research, because that is the most important part, is the research. Now, in the field, you need one thing and one thing only besides your brain, but that comes with you, your phone, okay? You need 3 apps. So let's say I find this Talking Heads Little Creatures record out in a thrift store. Now, the 3 apps you have will scan the barcode. So there's no guesswork. You scan it and you're going to read your screen. As long as you can read, you are golden. So you scan the barcode and you're going to have one of 3 apps working for you. The first one is Amazon. Now, you should have the Amazon Seller app. Even if you're not an Amazon seller, even if you can't sell music on Amazon, you can still get the Seller app. Now, here's the trick. When you sign up to be an Amazon seller, they make it not super easy to do it for free. They want you to pay $40 a month. Now, I pay that $40 a month, and what I get from that $40 a month is worth it for the $40. You, as new to this, you don't want to pay that $40. When you go to sign up as a seller, there's going to be a link way down low and very tiny. Do you want to sell individually and just pay as you go? That's what you want. It's going to be small, and it's going to be on the bottom. And here's the thing. if you've already clicked that you want to be a professional seller for 40 bucks a month, once you're in, I don't think you can back out. So be very careful. But when you scan it with the Amazon app, because it's got a barcode, it tells me the sales rank. The sales rank tells you how fast something sells. So the fastest, most frequent selling item will be number 1. And the worst item will be in music will be somewhere in the millions. So a record that's at 95,000, not too bad, actually. You would think, oh, 95,000. No, there's records in the millions. So when you're thinking about things in the millions, 95,000 is pretty good, pretty good. And the cheapest one right now on Amazon's $45. I'm like, all right, if you can sell records on Amazon, would be a good place to list. Now, most of you can't, some of you can, but if you have your eBay app, which I think we all do, in the search box, if you tap it, with you can usually type in it, but if you tap it, there's a camera that pops up and it'll scan the barcode. See, as it scanned the barcode, we can see all the solds. Here's just a smattering of them: 13, 1950, 852, 580. Now, don't forget, records are going to be different conditions, so you got to kind of look at it overall. So to me, this reads as about $15. That's what this record's worth on eBay. Now, Discogs, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in depth in a minute, is another app you should have. Again, you can scan it. And what this tells me is the sales history on Discog for this record. The lowest ever sold was $9. The highest ever sold was $29, and the average is $14.50. That really jives with eBay. Anyone can sell on eBay. Anyone can sell on Discogs. So $15 about what we're going to get. If you can sell on Amazon, you might get more because Amazon customers are weird and different. Now, once you get home and you're sitting at your desk like I am right now, you're going to look at eBay solds. That's kind of like the gold standard. What's currently selling on eBay? So let's look up Queen Jazz, because I asked my wife, what's your favorite record from your childhood? She's like, Queen Jazz. It has Bicycle Race, Fat Bottom Girls. I love that album. So some things aren't what they seem. The second one for $122, that is a lot of 7. So we're ignoring that. The first one's good, $18. The one for $79.99, they took a best offer. That is a sealed one. So let's talk about used right now. Then we got a used one for $12.50, a Japan import one for $29, then a used one for $17. That $12.92 is actually a CD. It's not a record. And then we got a used one for $16.50. So I'm looking at around $16 is kind of our average. Okay. Now, Discogs gives you all kinds of information on almost every single music release on every single platform, CD, cassette, 8-track, all of it. And they give you a ton of info. So if you, I know it's a little small, but if you look on the right side, there's 67 for sale from $10, meaning 10 is the lowest. And then if we scroll down, we're going to see a couple things here. Gives you all the info, where it was recorded, who's on the album, who wrote stuff, all that good stuff. But over here, here's what you're looking for, the statistics. So people use Discogs to put their whole collection in. So as of right now, 2,436 people have this record. 396 people want this record. It was last sold on Discogs August 31st, 2020. The lowest sold price ever is $10. The highest sold price ever is $35. And the median's $20. So, all right. Sells for a little bit more on Discogs than eBay, but a lot of people already have it. So, you know, you've got to kind of pick and choose where you're going to list it. But that is a new avenue to list on. Yes, it is a great website. It is a little clunky, but it works. It works for me. Oops. Good question. Does it cost on Discogs? They take a little end fee. That's about it. You can list everything for free. Now, we looked at Little Creatures because it had a barcode. What if it didn't have a barcode? So that was about before 1980. Before 1980, 81, I don't know the exact first barcode, but there was no barcodes. Then you have to use the catalog number, and I wanted a good excuse to put Patrick Juvet in here because, man, you gotta like ice skating a lot to have the cover of your album be you and your ice skates, leather jacket, no shirt. So let's enjoy that for a second while I take a sip of my cocktail. All right. Where you're going to find the catalog number is on the top of the spine. And this is a weird one. This Patrick Juvet had a price on the spine. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But we can see that the catalog number is NBLP7101. Now, if it's too hard to read the spine, if you've got glasses or bad eyesight, it'll be on the cover. I mean, on the label in the center there. There it is. NBLP 7101. Yeah, I don't know if he was a hockey player or not, but there it is right there. So I looked up Patrick Juvet, NBLP 7101, and it gave me all I needed to know. There's 109 for sale from 86 cents. Now, I bought this not to resell because it really wasn't worth anything, because that's a fun cover. That's a fun cover to whip out at parties and go, have you seen Patrick Juvet? All right. So that's where you're going to do your research. Really, the two places that I use the most, Discogs and eBay, because Discogs tells you a lot, but look, eBay is up to the minute. Here's what's sold in the last 90 days for this record. You might be able to get a little bit more, but it's a pretty honest expression of what the general public is buying and what they're buying it for. But make sure you're comparing apples to apples. If you have a used one in like new condition, we're going to talk about condition in a second, and someone sold a brand new one, well, of course, that's going to sell for more. So make sure it's always apples to apples. Queen, jazz, like new. Okay? Someone said hottie, someone said naughty. I love that. All right. When you list, the catalog number is more important than the band or the title of the album. You do need all three, but the catalog is most important. But why is that, Jay? Well, let me shed a light on that subject, shall we? All right, let's take a look at one of the greatest albums of all time, the Beatles' White Album. I'm assuming we all know this album. I can't imagine anybody that doesn't. So, chat, I'm coming over to you. How many versions of the White Album are there on vinyl? So while I'm waiting for the answers, think about this. It's okay, the album gets released, obviously, in the UK, and it gets released in the United States. So there's two versions. And then that was like 35 years ago, give or take. And so, of course, there's been this re-release and that re-release. So every re-release, there's a version. So how many do you think? All right, great answers. 130, 12, 11, 10, 100, 8, over 600. I have three versions personally, 12, 5, 43. 2,000. I like that guess, Tina. That's a little high. All right, so let's move on. And look, if you don't know, if you're not familiar, which is the White Album, back in the USSR, Dear Prudence, Obadiah Oblada, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Blackbird, Rocky Raccoon, oh my God, Birthday, such great songs. All right, here we go. 658, someone was cheating. Someone got it exactly because they went to Discogs, they looked it up. 658 versions of the White Album on vinyl. So you can't just sell the Beatles, the White Album on vinyl. You have to be very specific. Now, this video is going to go quick. It might make you seasick, but I'm just scrolling down through every version of this on vinyl. Okay? It takes a while to scroll through 658 versions on vinyl. So it's all the different countries, all the different re-releases, some bootlegs. Discogs will have bootlegs. You're not allowed to sell bootlegs, but they will definitely tell you, hey, this is a bootleg version of that album. Yes, we're still going down these 658. Oh my gosh, there we are at the end. So that's why catalog number is important. Hey, guess what? It's prize time. This is my second prize. Yes. All right. So Steve. Yeah, Steve. So the first one was Amazon. And now let's do an eBay gift card for $25. So share screen. Who's ready to win some money? All right. Let's click this wheel and away we go. By the way, if my mom or my wife or my producer or my admins come up, I'm sorry, you don't win. Okay, Norma, NBS 29, are you here? This is way easier than Steve. Norma, are you in the chat? Show me a sign of life, Norma, because I won't move on until we see if Norma is here. I need tape. Help me out, Wheel. Lori, I just showed you where the catalog number was on the album. It's on the spine or it's on the label on the center. Where is Norma? Norma, are you here? Norma, you have 10 more seconds to show yourself. And, oh, it's first prize eBay? All right, this one's Amazon then. Sorry, I had them backwards. Where's Norma? Norma, we're going to give you... Is this Norma? You don't look like a Norma. All right. Everyone can stop being funny because I am going to check. So let me tell you, if you say, hey, I'm Norma and you're not Norma, you ain't winning. I'm telling you right now. All right. We're going to roll again. Here we go. All right, we're back to the Steve again. All right, if your name is Chris and your email starts with Chris, hey, John, we got to look at this a little differently next time because you weren't here, but our first winner was Steve, and our second winner is Chris. So think about that, John. All right, is Chris here? Is your name Chris and your email start with Chris? Now, how would it be rigged? I have all the names, everyone who signed up. I clicked a random button for it to spin. How would that be rigged? Don't be so angry. Don't be so angry. Are you really Chris? Kernox connection? Seriously? Yeah, I'm sure it's not Chris with no H. Are you really? Or are you just trying to be funny? No, there are no versions of Herb Alper or the First Family that are worth money. None. None at all. Okay. Yay. Chris, good job. Send me a message and we will get in touch with you. But send me a message. It'll be quicker to get your prize. All right? Cool. Good job. Yay. Chris was here. Sorry, Norma. You lost. Got to be present. All right. Let's get back to it, shall we, everybody? Oops. All right, how to clean a record. Now, look, there are expensive machines, just like on CDs, but anyone getting into anything new and fresh, I don't want anyone to invest crazy money in machines because not everything I get into to sell, I end up liking. Sometimes I get out of it. So I'm not going to go, hey, go buy this $500 machine. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, nah, I don't want to sell records. Now, I hope you all do. But the easiest way, and the way we did it at the record store was soft paper towel, a spray bottle with just water, and in a circular motion to get off the dirt, the dust, the fingerprints. Now, back in the day, Bounty was soft, and we used Bounty, and it was great. But since then, this new invention called bamboo paper towels are amazing. They're durable and soft. So bamboo paper towels, if you've never bought any, they're more expensive, but guess what? They don't deteriorate, and you can wash them. You can wash them and then use them again, like wash them in the washing machine. They're so awesome. So get yourself, and this is like, I got no link to this brand, but this is the brand I use, Kitchen and Home. And so I have these paper towels all over my shipping table. We fold them into a nice little square, spray. Doesn't have to be soaking wet, just damp and in a circular motion, and it'll clean it right up. Now, if you want to go deeper, there are machines. There are other gadgets that are not as expensive. You put the record in the record player, and you've got this felt brush, for lack of a better term. But let's start with this. If you've never done it, let's start with get some bamboo paper towels, a little squirt gun, and keep it in the circular motion. Just water. Yep, just water. That's all we did. We never had a fancy machine at the record stores. It was just water and very soft paper towels. That was it. All right. Now, most of you, if not all of you, but most of you have listed on eBay, but there are very specific things you need to do when listing a record on eBay. Shelly, I never thought of that, but you're right. Distilled water is better than tap. So if you have hard water, back at the record store, our water was pretty good, but here in Vegas, it's very much full of sodium. So yeah, distilled water. Thank you, Shelly. That's a good little tip that I never thought about. Do not use baby wipes, even non-scented. No. Yeah, steal one comment. No. All right. So let's sell this Senior and Koss record. I want to use this one because the denim on this cover is amazeballs. Now, the first thing I did was the band is Senior and Koss, but some people might know them by their full names. So we got their full names in, John Senior and Ron Koss. There's no title to this record. So when there's no title, wood glue. Yeah, that'd be perfect. When there's no title, it is self-titled. If you have room to write self-titled, great. If not, S/T tells any record collector out there that is self-titled. Now, as a white label promo, we're going to talk about that in a second. It has an insert, so we're going to talk about that in a second. There's the year it was released, 1972. The record label is Reprise, and the catalog number is MS2091. So let's dive into that. Whoops. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about the title. You get 80 characters, use them. Now, when you sell any form of music, if you happen to end up with like extra space at the end, throw in some of the song titles that were hits, because not everyone knows what album a song comes from. So Eddie Van Halen passed away. People were selling their Van Halen 1984. Say you sell it on CD. Van Halen 1984 CD. Okay, that leaves a lot of room. So in your title should have been Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher, that kind of stuff. So make sure you fill your title up. Okay, subtitle costs you money. You don't ever need it. Don't ever use it. Why give the man any more money than you have to? Don't. Category, it's records. That seems self-explanatory, but I want to make sure everyone realizes be in the records category. Second category. This is a shock to some people. If you add a second category, you pay final value fees twice. So 2 times. Don't add a second category. Don't. There are rare situations. None of them will be records, okay? And then if you have an eBay store, you will have store categories. Make sure you have a category for records. If you don't have an eBay store, this won't matter to you at all. Now, if it is the Talking Heads with the barcode, you will definitely put the UPC in here. If it's pre-1980 with no UPC, just does not apply. Condition, you have 2 choices, new or used. That's it. I'm going to need water and rum, please. And more ice. Actually, just bring me a bottle of water.
Okay, you say bottle of rum.
Yeah. Thank you, my dear. Now, this is the most important part, condition description. Now, this goes for any product you sell. If it's used, where you save your butt is in this box. If you write your condition description in your description, which I do too to enhance it, but don't write it here, you ain't covered. If you're very specific here and the customer goes, hey, I didn't know, eBay will stand behind you as a seller if you use this. If you didn't use this, you're SOL, okay? So cover is very good minus. We're going to talk about conditions in a second. Has some ring wear. So I'm being very specific why it's very good minus. And the vinyl is very good. If you go to my eBay, Tiki Pug Music, go ahead. I have 100% positive feedback. I sell a ton of records, and every record buyer is so very happy because here's what I do. I grade it. I've never been a professional grader, even though I've sold records for 20 years. I grade it a half step down. So if I feel a record is very good plus, I'll just say it's very good. I'm going to sell it for the exact price I should get anyway. But when you knock it down a half step, your buyers are always way happier because they're like, it's in better condition than I expected. And that's all my feedbacks. I got the money I wanted and I made the customer extra happy. Okay. And that really goes for anything. Now, you can Google vinyl grading system. We're not going to go deep into this because I want you to go read. This is a very generic one, but I want you to go read the Goldmine one. It's a little bit deeper. It gives you like, if it's this, it's this. If it's this, it's this. But here we go. Near mint, mint is sealed and brand new. Near mint is, man, there just ain't no flaws at all. It's open, but boy, is it crispy fresh. The vinyl is shiny. There's no marks. I don't use excellent really ever. I go right to very good plus. Okay, it's been played a few times. There's no real issues, but you can see it's been played a few times. Very good is, all right, it's been played. There might be a pop or a little sound here, but it still plays. Good, okay, it's been worn out, but it's such a rare record, we're still going to sell it. And poor and fair, I never sell anything poor and fair. Now, if I found a Beatles Butcher cover in fair condition, yeah, or poor condition, yeah, I'd sell it. I wouldn't get big money, but I would still sell it. But most records, I would never, ever list for poor and fair. Because even though you've listed it at that, you're going to have an unhappy customer, really. Really. Yes, Goldmine Magazine. All right, let's talk pictures. Here's your first picture. Slide your vinyl out enough to see the label because a lot of people don't read the words. They read with their eyes. Now, I would have liked my teenager who takes my pictures to turn the vinyl this way a little bit more but this still works because it shows the label it's on. Because think about the Beatles White Album, 658 versions. They're going to be on a variety of labels. So that first picture tells the customer what label it's on. Now, white label promo means this was a promo sent out to the record stores or the radio stations beforehand, before it came out to the public, in hopes that the record store would play it, and then their customers would be like, what's this? Or the radio stations would play it. Well, this white label promo means that it can't be returned to the record company. Now, the record label will not be white. It will be whatever color that Reprise Records was at the time. So this is showing the customer it is a white label promo. And then I take a very nice, just square shot of the cover. Look at the denim. Look at the fainting couch. Look at the fringe on the lamp. Oh my God, so much goodness going on here. Okay, then a nice squared up picture of the back. More denim. These guys are awesome. And then this one does have an insert. So I wish my teenager would have picked it up so you can see it a little bit better. But two things are happening here. We see a picture of the insert and the sleeve inside. Some sleeves are generic. They're generic white paper. They're generic plastic sleeve. If those are generic, I don't really care to take a picture of them because no one cares. But this one had a picture on it. So we definitely want to take a picture. She turned around the sleeve to show, and that's good. But she turned around the insert, which is blank. Didn't really need to do that. Oh, Siri, you be quiet. Thank you, my love. And then you want to take a picture of the front and the back. Now, I don't know how clear your monitor is. There's a little bit of, let's call it schmutz on this album. I really wish the teenager would have had the wet cloth, like I've taught her, to wipe off any big white little schmutz. I can see it right now. So, yikes. And then there's the back. And that's pretty much all you need. That's all you need. Now, when you take the pictures, and I hope Chris Yurden's in the chat, because he showed a record he sold the other day, and I could see the reflection of him in every picture he took. When you take the pictures, you've got to figure out how to take them without seeing you. Vinyl that still has a cellophane or a seal, very reflective. The vinyl itself, very reflective. Here's the trick. Lean in. Are you ready? You get this handy-dandy little, I think it's an iPad stand, really, that is movable. Tick, 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 tick. Is it here? Where is it?
No, it's in.
You go grab it real quick? Yeah.
Oh, duh. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. It's right there, rolling around behind me. And so you can angle it. So what you have to do is you have to find a room with a white ceiling. No light fixtures in your way, no ceiling fans, plain white ceiling, and just angle it back a little bit. And this, the one I have, has lots of angles. So take your first picture. Do you see yourself? Okay, take it back 1 degree. Do you see yourself? All right. Take it back 1 more degree. Oh, I don't see me no more. Boom. Take pictures. Don't see yourself. And if you have modern phones, really modern, this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's got a great zoom camera. So using that zoom helps too, because you can be further away. So you're out of the picture, okay? Look, if you see yourself, it's not a deal breaker, but it detracts because ultimately people are paying attention to you in the vinyl and not the vinyl. Oh, I didn't know that, Blanco. And I don't like that album, by the way. All right, let's get into the item specifics. First off, the artist. Now, we didn't write Senior and Ross straight out because we add their first names. So down here, I can get their name in there the way it should be, because when people search on eBay, it reads the title and the item specifics. That's where we're at, item specifics. Record label, got to know it, because some bands change record labels and then the stuff gets re-released. Good example is Black Sabbath started out on Vertigo and then ended up on, crap, I know Vertigo. Whatever they ended up on, but different labels. Speed's going to be important. Albums, for the most part, are always 33. 10-inch albums could be 33. They could be 45. Maxi singles are either 33 or 45. So be very specific. And then there's special attributes. The only one that worked for this was the insert. So we definitely check that off. Any special attribute you need is in there you want to check off. And then the duration, like we talked, LP, EP, box set, double LP, maxi single, single. Be specific. If you don't know the genre of the band, you know where the best place to find out is? Wikipedia. Now, Discogs helps. And sometimes Wikipedia is not the most accurate when it gets into like the descriptions of things, but they're pretty accurate on what kind of music a band is. So they're rock, and these guys are kind of country rock, kind of blues rock. So we put both of them in there. And then like we talked, you definitely want, whoops, the record size, 12-inch, 10-inch, 3-inch, 7-inch. You get it. All right. Now, see this line I just circled? I had to enhance it. There is a line which you have to fill out everything above the line, but eBay made the line so faint it's impossible to see. So I enhanced it, but just know there's a line there. Above the line, you have to fill out. And you want that blue dot. You have to get the blue dot. And here's why. When people start getting specific, the second they get specific, if you don't get the blue dot, you disappear out of the search. You're gone. You won't be seen. So you got to make sure you're going to be seen. eBay's making the blue dot tricky. They're making it a moving target lately, but you got to get it. Gots to get it. Okay, this is the stuff below the line. You should still fill it out, but you don't have to be as diligent as above the line. Addition. Okay, so this is two things. It's a promo, and it was a white label test pressing. So I wanted to pick both of those. Then here's the second place we're going to give our record grading right down here because it is searchable, unlike the description and the item condition box. So I'll be very specific with my record grading and my sleeve grading. And then the country or region of manufacturer. That's very important. Did the record come from the United States or Japan or West Germany? Because those things make it more desirable sometimes, not always. But, you know, oh, great. The American version is great. But, oh, man, that Japanese version is so much better. So be very, very specific where it comes from. Now, here's where we can add some bonus fun in. These two dudes came from a band called Savage Grace. So what you can do is you can add custom item specifics. You can add anything you want. So we clicked on that. We wrote out the header as Associated Act and put in Savage Grace. It's not really keyword spamming. This isn't a Savage Grace record, but people who like Savage Grace might not know these two dudes split off and did their own record. And so this just brings more eyes. Now, don't ever lie, but if you were doing a Stevie Nicks record, throw in Fleetwood Mac down here. People might not know. I don't know who wouldn't, but people might not know. Okay. The release year is very important, which you can get off of Discogs because Beatles' White Albums got released in a ton of different years. And title, this actually should have said self-titled or written out. I got to talk to my my helper. It shouldn't have said Senior and Cost again. We should have wrote out self-titled so we can catch anyone that writes self-titled or S/T. And here's my description. A lot of you are about to be shocked. See how short it is? I didn't write anything but the condition again, the little extra, and any promo markings. That's it. I used to write a lot more, but I'm doing 7,000 records. I'm like, you know what? I'm cutting to the chase. Here's the 4 things people want to know. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Sweet and to the point. See how easy it is? All right. Format. Don't do auctions unless you find something, you know, one of them $1,000 records. Yeah, do an auction. People will fight. You might be surprised. Everything else, do a fixed price. And make your price about 20% above the normal going rate. So we looked up the going rate and say it was like 22 bucks on this one. But because I offer best offer and I run sales, I'm going to price it at 30 bucks. Someone might snag it at 30 bucks, but if someone offers me 22 bucks, they're going to be like, man, I'm saving $8. But really, 22 bucks is where it normally sells. So people feel like they have a deal. Always have best offer. And then don't forget the quantity. Oftentimes we go to list things that won't list because we didn't put a quantity in. Typically it's going to be 1. All right. Returns. I want everyone, if you haven't done this yet, go turn your returns on. I will not shop with you if you don't have returns because everywhere else in the world I shop, they have returns. Turn it on. Offer 60-day. And I'm not going to make you offer free returns, but I do. It makes the customer feel warm and fuzzy. But here's the deal. No one, and I mean no one on day 58 has ever said, I want to return this. Never. But guess what? Here's where it helps you as a business. If I'm selling the Senior and Cost and there's 10 of us selling it, I'm the only one with 60-day free returns, I'll be the top of the heap every time. If you have no returns, you're at the bottom every single time. Have the returns. Now, I also have 60-day returns on international, but I have the buyer pay that. But guess how many international returns I get? I don't know if I've got more than 10 over 20 years. It doesn't happen that much. And here's the deal. I've had returns in the past 2 months that they started the return process and never returned it. And then eBay just closed it out in my favor. So the return never happened. I kept the money and I just moved on. But when the customers stopped to shop, they're like 60-day returns. I feel warm and fuzzy. I'm going to shop here. Okay, shipping. I don't do calculated. I know all my shipping prices, and a single record is very, very easy. Now, a single record, when packed properly, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, comes in about 15 ounces. So you can go first class if you want. And so I give the first class option when I first list the record. Now, if the records haven't sold in 6 or 8 months, I will switch that to medium mail and knock it from $6.99 to $4.99. And then if it's like 12 months and more, I'll switch it to free medium mail to see if that shakes it loose. Now, I always also offer the priority mail option of $9.99. Now, my handling time is usually same business day. I got to talk to my helpers because why it says one business day, I don't know. But here's the deal with same business day. If you ship 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, you might as well help yourself by having same business day because here's the key. You get to pick the cutoff. So if you ship every day by 10 a.m., the cutoff can be 9 a.m. So you get the bump of same business day, but you tell eBay when the cutoff is. So you definitely want same business day. Now, if this is not your full-time gig, if you ship only a couple days a week, set your handling time appropriately for you. But if you do it 5 days a week, set it at same day and you pick the time when the cutoff is. And because I said I know my prices, I don't have to do calculated internationally either. So split it out into two things. It is cheaper to ship to Canada than the rest of the world. So a up to 2 pounds to Canada is $17.99, and it's actually only about $14. So I actually make a couple bucks on the shipping. So I do $17.99 to Canada and $24.99 to the rest of the world. Some people who are new to this think, oh my God, Japan is going to be one thing, Russia's going to be something else, Spain's a different price, Egypt's a different price. No, it's the same price first class anywhere. Anywhere. So a record usually weighs about a pound. $24.99 covers you, and it'll put a couple extra dollars in your pocket if you use Pirate Ship. Now, if you've never used Pirate Ship, sign up for Pirate Ship. It is free service, and where it comes in handy to all of us is on international. They have the cheapest international first class rates of anybody. They even blow eBay away. Sign up for Pirate Ship, and you can connect your eBay store. So when you have international, you pop over to Pirate Ship and you ship. So when I ship a first class record to the world, $24.99, it usually costs about $17, $18. So I'm actually making $5 or $6, but at $24.99, I am cheaper than almost everybody else. Just because you can get it super cheap doesn't mean you have to pass it on to the customer, because at charging $25, I'm still cheaper than most. You could if you want to, but that extra little money every month that I make off my shipping pays for all my shipping supplies. Speaking of shipping supplies, now let's ship this sucker. We've sold it. Let's ship it. Okay. You need 4 real things, tape being the 5th, but we all have tape already anyway. Number 1, you need an LP mailer. Now, someone said the other day when I was doing a quick live to promote this class, don't ever ship it in a pizza box. If you're in a pinch and you have a local pizza shop that has nice, solid, square boxes, you can use it. Don't use a used one. Buy a pizza. Be a good person. I'm having trouble. Be a good person, and then say, can I have an extra box, please? But what I want you to buy is LP mailers, and we're going to talk about where to get them in a second. They're specifically designed for, hey, LPs, absolutely. Number 2, you need 3 sections of quality bubble wrap. Not all bubble wrap is equal. I buy mine from Bubble Fast. They have quality bubble wrap. Number 3 is the plastic cellophane sleeve that you slip the whole thing in. And number 4 is the extra piece of 12 by 12 cardboard to stiffen this up. Now, I go over the top of my packing. Most people do one or the other, the cardboard or the bubble wrap. I do both, and I never have a problem. And I never have an unhappy customer. So I'd rather go that extra mile over the top on records because I know who is at the other end. It's one of me, and I want to make sure that they get it. All right. Now, before you start selling records, go order some LP mailers, please. Don't sell a record and then go, oh, crap, I need an LP mailer. All right, so here is how to do it. Are you ready? So you're going to take, did it start? Yeah. Okay, you're going to take your record, and the most important part of this whole process, yes, Zig Zig Sputnik, one of my favorite 80s bands, is take the record in the sleeve out and set it in front. If you leave the record inside the album cover, it doesn't move a lot in shipment, but it moves enough that it could split the top and the bottom and the side. So then you slide it into the plastic sleeve, and you take your 12 by 12 piece of cardboard and you set it on top. Now you flip all that over. So the cardboard's on top of the vinyl, and then you fold over your 3 sections of bubble. So the back side is going to have double bubble, and the front side is only going to have single bubble, but the front side also has that extra piece of cardboard. So now you have cradled your baby in a nice, perfect way to ship. And then you're going to fold in the short sides first, and all LP mailers are perforated in case you want to ship 2 or 3 or 4 records. You can make it a little bit bigger, but we're just shipping 1 record today. And then you fold over your large sides. Now you're about to see the worst tape job you'll ever see in your entire life. If you could hear the sound on this, my wife is laughing and yelling at me at the exact same time. She's like, what in the hell? Like, usually I'm better than this. So, but what you do is you go across where the 2 pieces overlap, and then a little bit higher go across one more time, and a little bit lower go across one more time. Again, it's overkill, but I never have any problems on vinyl. And now she's like, you're too close, back up. But on vinyl, I want to make sure that it gets to the customer without any issues. So that is how you ship a record. Okay, where do I buy my shipping supplies for our records? Well, wherever I can get the best deal, always shop around. Here's the deal. People ask me this question all the time on records, CDs, poly mailers for clothes, whatever. I'm not beholden to one person on any of that except for my bubble wrap, because I bought bubble wrap off of Amazon once that was cheap, and it's so bad you have to use twice as much, so you don't really save any money. But everything else, okay, I go to the last, I always save my emails. I go to the last place I bought it, and then I see what their going rate is right now. And then I go to eBay, and I go to Amazon, and I go to Google Shopping, and I go to Uline, and I look around. Because sometimes you can find a deal. Someone's having a sale. So I look around, and I find the best deal. Now, the more you can buy, the better the deal you get. So if you can only buy 20, you're not getting a good deal. If you can buy 600, that's typically what I buy, then you're going to get a deal. Now, you might not need 600, but hopefully from this class tonight, or from the thrifting board, or the Secret Beach, or if you're a viewer of my normal YouTube shows, you can find some other reseller friends in your area and go, look, if we can get 6 of us together to get 600, we can get a price break. We all take 100. That's typically what happens. My mom does that with her eBay meetup group. They all buy it one big group, and then boom, they all get their cut, and they're record mailers, and it's a lot cheaper. But what's cool is eBay about 3-4 months ago added record mailers, and they don't call them record mailers. They call them boxes, 12.5 by 12.5. That's a record mailer. And so if you have an eBay store, you get your quarterly shipping supplies coupon. Now, of course, you don't need the coupon to buy these, but if you like, I don't need anything this quarter, go buy the record mailers. Get them. Start there. Now, they're a little bit bigger than the average, and they have eBay on the logo. When I ship internationally, I like to not tell international pirates and or customs officials that this is an eBay package. So I make sure I always use my plain white mailers for international. But anything domestic, I'll use my eBay mailers, and they're a little bit bigger. So if I'm doing 4, 5, and 6 records, I'll use eBay mailers. So definitely go get some if you've never bought any. Whew. All right, well, look. Now you got the basic tools to flip vinyl records. You've got a good jumping off point of what to find, where to find it, how to research it, how to list it, and how to ship it. Before I go any further, let's give a prize away, shall we? All right, so what do? We did what we do first? We did
Amazon.
eBay. All right, we're going to do...
No. eBay, Amazon, now it's eBay.
Okay, so eBay gift card time. Yeah, the record mailers are expensive through eBay, but if you got nothing else to buy, get them. You've already got tons of tape. If you've already got everything else, get them, because I'm going to use air quotes. It's free because you're getting that mailer anyway. All right, here we go. Ready? Right here. This is for a $25 gift card that you can buy shipping supplies with, or records to reflip. The wheel.
Oh.
Stephanie, and your email starts with backer. Okay, that's at least a better one. Can you tell us again where you get bubble wrap? Yes, it is bubblefast.com. It's owned by 2 resellers themselves who've been part of the online selling community for over 20 years. Great couple, Mark and Robin, who own it. And they give a discount. So you plug in Tiki Pug, the discount, you get 10% off your whole order. All right, Stephanie Backer, are you here? Is that you, Stephanie Canada? Is that really you? Oh, that is you.
He knows her.
Yeah, Good job, Steph. All right, Stephanie. Stephanie and I just did a fun video. She got a great YouTube site. Go check it out, Stephanie Canada. We did a fun video about records the other day and I didn't really talk about it, but let me tell you, people don't always buy records for the music. A lot of people buy records for the covers, for the artwork. And so don't look at records just as music. Sometimes it is artwork. All right. So if you've liked what you learned right now, and I'm excited for you to go out and find your first records to flip. And I can't wait to hear the success stories. But for those of you who want to take your knowledge to the next level, look, I got you covered. This coming Monday, October 12th, 7 o'clock, we're going to do an extended masterclass and a support group for you to help you with any hiccups you may have with these records. Ooh, I made it blink so you see it. This coming Monday, which is a holiday, used to be called Columbus Day, then it was changed to Indigenous People Day, and we're going to call it Flippin' Vinyl Records Day from now on. That's what Monday, October 12th is going to be known at. All right. Enjoy this album cover. Flipping Vinyl Records, the master class. So tonight was the start, and now we're going to take it to the next level. Now, that class is worth every bit of $149. Let me talk about what you're going to get. First off, you're going to get, like I said, the support group on Facebook, the Flipping Music Training Support Group. You got any questions from the field when you're listening, I'm there to help you. As definitely a $199 value. But here's what we're going to start with. Tonight, you got some bolos. The class on Monday starts with 100 bolos. What's that worth to you? 100 bolos. I started working on them. I'm like, oh, man, I was going to start with 50. There was too much. Too much. I'm going to give you 100 bolos. Now, here's the deal. We're going to do the same 5 things, but we're going to do them on steroids. Okay, like I said, what to find? We're going to start with the 100 bolos. I'm going to give you more tips and tricks. I'm actually going to take you through a record store on Monday. I'm going to show you the sections that you don't know exist, that you need to know exist, because you're going to find all the good stuff there. We're going to dive deeper into Discogs on doing your research and other websites that I use to research to find out what is the important part of this album and how much it's worth. And eBay ain't the only place to sell. We're going to go over a lot of other selling platforms. And I saw the question, how do you ship a record? More than one. We're going to talk about all kinds of other shipping practices on Monday. But wait, I'm going to make this even more exciting for you and more enhanced. Okay, kind of along the lines of records, concert shirts. We've all been to them. Concert shirts can be worth a ton of money. So look at this. Pink Floyd, $449. These are sold, by the way. Beastie Boys, $549. Iron Maiden, $600. And check this out. Again, the universe said, hello, Jason, here you go. 30 minutes before we went live, I sold this cut-off, crooked, beat to death, 1983 ZZ Top Eliminator Tour shirt to someone in England for about $95. Ton of money in concert shirts. But we've all been to a concert. Guess what? In the parking lot, you get that guy going, want to buy a shirt? Those are not legal shirts. So I have a web class for you, how to spot a fake rock shirt. This Prince shirt is so fake. And this Selena and Tupac tour shirt, they never toured together. That is the fakest tour shirt I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to give you that class too, how to spot a fake rock shirt. That is a $100 value all by itself. And did you know that there's $3,000 worth of unused goods in your home, in your cupboards, in the back of your closet, under your bed? I'm going to take you through all the spots of your house where there's money to be made. Because look, we're staying home. It's still COVID. It sucks. We're staying home. So I want you to stay home and make money. This web class alone is worth $100. So you get the Flipping Vinyl Records Masterclass. That's Monday, 2 hours. It's going to be amazing. Starts with 100 bolos. How to spot a fake concert t-shirt class. How to make money from home. All the stuff you haven't used. And the support group. That is worth every bit of $547. But of course, you're here. You're now. There's a deal. Absolutely. $69. Why $69? Because it's sexy. Right, honey?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think she fell for that. Oh, well. I was trying to get a little bow, bow, chicka, bow, bow, but it didn't work. $69. Now, you're like, all right, Jay, why am I going to invest my almost $70 in you? 2 things. First, 30-day money-back guarantee. If you take tonight's class, which you already did, obviously, and you take Monday's class, and you go out and actually execute. That's the thing when you take a class. You have to execute. It's not coming to you. You got to go to it. If you go out and execute and you don't find the value in it, I'll give you your money back. But let me show you some of my recent sales. I'm asking for $69. Look at this. I sold this record. This is a soundtrack to a video game. I sold it for $70. Here's Danny Elfman. Some of you might not know Danny Elfman, but he was a lead singer of Oingo Boingo. His solo record, $78. This autographed All That Remains I found at a record store for $15. I sold it on eBay for $102. This Space Hog I just picked up 2 weeks ago for $30. Sold it for $110. And this Hackensack, $110. As you can see, there are records out there. So the second you find one of these good records from my teachings on Monday, it's paid for your class and more. And then as soon as you find the second one, boom, it's all profit from that point on. Now look, I've taught flipping CDs 1, flipping CDs 2, and flipping cassettes. Here is a couple of people who are very happy with what they've learned. Carl said, as a music lover of many genres, I'd already been buying and selling and collecting CDs since they first came out, but he had blind spots he didn't know about. And so taking the classes, he corrected those blind spots and he made more money. Ann said, it would be a boring business without Jason. My experience in the music industry and category really helps. Sherry says, I have a teacher's heart. I explain how to do it. I go through it thoroughly. His classes are worth every cent and more. And Joe is the best, because in my flipping CDs class, I taught you how to get through it quickly, how to get through the thrift store. He used to spend a ton of time in the thrift store. Now he can do the CD section in 15 minutes. Rob said Jason does an amazing job of breaking down the information down to a usable level. It's amazeballs. And Jim said, I've made more than $1,000 in sales since he took the flipping CDs class. So we're only doing 100 seats for this class on Monday. So I want you to sign up right now. Now, don't go away, because we're going to answer your questions. But And we have another prize coming up too. So I see a few people left. The people who left, they're going to miss out on the biggest prize. We're giving away $50 right at the end here. But it's classwithjason.com. It is not $149, which is what it's worth and which it will be eventually. But it is $69 because why, honey?
Because it's sexy.
Because it's sexy. That's right. $69 is a sexy price. Absolutely.
Somebody says it's sexercise sexy.
Oh, sexercise sexy. Absolutely. Sexercise. What a record. Look at this. Look at this record right here. We listened to it today. It's pretty epic, by the way. Sexercise. All right. Classwithjason.com. So sign up, but don't leave here because I'm about to answer all your questions and I'm going to give away $50. So those that left are like, oh, he's selling something. I don't want to buy nothing. They lost out on a chance of $50. So I guarantee you the first person's name we pull, they left. But you guys stayed. So cool. Get signed up. I want to take you to the next level. Now, you know, if you've been hanging out with me for even 2 minutes, you know I'm going to take you to that next level. Tonight, I gave you all the basics. If you want to go to the next level, that's fine. But you've got the basics to go start. But if you want to jumpstart, if you want to go right to it, boom, get signed up, classwithjason.com. On Monday, I'm going to blow you away. Yep. For those of you in the Secret Beach, this will be included, but won't be included till the beginning of next year. So if you want it now, get it now. But if you want to wait, if you can wait 3 or 4 months, it will be in the beginning of 2021. All right, so John, if you could hop in here. Russ said his receipt says $0. That's really not how it works. So John, if you could turn on for a second. Okay, so John, while I'm waiting for John to pay attention, I want him to hop in here for a second. Let's answer some questions. Oh, thank you. I've totally changed my CD business. And maybe business after flipping CDs class paid for itself in the first week. Now, look, if you've never taken a class from me, I fill it. I filled this tonight, and Monday, you're going to be like, how did he get all that in 2 hours? It's crazy. Like I said, I'm starting with 100 bolos. You would think 100 bolos will take up the 2 hours. Nope. I'm going to get through them. I'm going to hustle. Now, what I recommend for Monday night is enjoy it and then watch the replay to take your notes. Because when you start to take notes, you kind of miss things, and I want you to miss nothing. Okay. What is ringware? Do I have any ringware right here? Yep, ringware is right here. This is ringware. See the round? That's the record. That's ringware right there. Easy question. Love that question. Thank you. Yes, Monday Night Football. It is 7 o'clock, so 4 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock West Coast, 7 o'clock East Coast. But if your team ain't playing, sign up. Even if your team is playing, you can get the replay on Tuesday morning. Hi, John. What happened? Is it working?
Yeah, it's working now. For the
Okay.
first 17, they're going to have to go back in.
All right, so we had a little hiccup.
Contact you. If you don't catch it, I will catch it, and I will contact you because we didn't get your card. It was on test mode still. Great.
That's my buddy John.
That's your buddy John.
All right, so all right, we have to the ring wear. Let me go back
All
up
right.
here. If the cover is missing or roach, is there any reason to look at the record? Typically, no. But if you happen to find one of them $1,000 records,
Hey, 1 second, man.
Yeah.
If your receipt says 00, please hit the link again. Just go ahead and go again. It's 00 because your card has not been charged. You will not get a double charge. Just go ahead, hit the link one more time. We'll make sure you get it all taken care of. All right? And Deborah loves me anyway.
nice. All right, so if you find one of them $1,000 records, yeah, but mostly no. Mostly you're going to pass. Will Monday's class explain which edition I have? Yeah, we're going to go way deeper into Discogs, and there's some other sites I use too. Now, look, here's the deal. Here's how we're going to just like crush it on Monday. Like it's going to be on steroids. My assistant who lists for me, she was an athlete in high school, and she somehow missed music altogether. So I feel if I can teach her how to do this, I can teach anyone how to do this. And she's watching this. No diss on her. She's a great lady, but she doesn't know music, and I can teach her how to do it. I have 4 solo Kiss albums with the inserts that I want to sell together. Should I put all 4 in a record mailer? How should I send? Yes, you can. And when you put more records in, you have less room for the bubble wrap and cardboard. That's fine, but short up with the cardboard. Still take it out, put it in the sleeve, and you should be good. We're going to talk about how to ship multiple records in depth on Monday. How can you tell an album is a re-release? It's all going to be based on that catalog number. So catalog number with Discogs tells you when it was released, if it's a re-release, why it was a re-release, what year it came out. How about comedy albums? You know, there's some that are worth some money, but comedy is one of those things. Modern country, so not Hank Williams era, but modern country just ain't really worth a lot. So it's going to be like a case-by-case basis. Do you check the condition of vinyl before you buy the record? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I check the condition of everything. Now, records you can't really repair. CDs you can. Cassettes you can add the pad. Some things you can work on, but for the most part, I leave trash stuff behind. Again, if it's a $3,000 record and it's trashed, someone will buy it to have it as a placekeeper. I have placekeepers in my record collection. I found a trash one, but I want it in there until I find the real one just to have it. It's a weird collector thing. Yep, always store vertical. Do scratches stop you? Most of the time, yeah. The more scratches, you know, I'm working through these 7,000 records in this collection. Some went right to the trash. Didn't even pause. I'm going to have a garage sale and sell some of the lesser ones. The ones with scratches right to the trash. Where do you get the flat cardboard? That is great. So 2 things. If you're buying from a place that sells record mailers, not eBay, but other places, they'll have, do you want to buy the 12 by 12 piece of cardboard? If not, you can always cut them yourself. Get one of your record mailers, take off the sides and keep it as your template, and then just cut your you know, you get a box in the mail, like, it's not good for a box anymore, but it's good cardboard. You could cut your own. I used to, then I'm like, screw it. It's too much work. I'm just going to buy them. Yes, if you're unable to attend the class on Monday but want to sign up for it, yes, please do, because like with tonight, you will get the replay. And we're going to work damn hard this weekend to make sure we don't have to switch venues. Right, John? We're going to practice some stuff this weekend. So we are very sorry for the technical difficulties, but, you know, we found the other avenue. And by the way, if we have to jump Monday, we will do this again. But tonight we did it live. Hi, Johnny. Yes, John?
Hey, we are switching to Zoom. So we will be on Zoom on Monday. Not only are we just switching to Zoom, but the difference with Zoom is you're going to be able to be on camera and ask Jason the questions live. So it's all live. It's not pre-recorded. And it's just same way this isn't. So yes, we're switching to Zoom. Zoom on Monday.
Cool. Okay. But if you can't watch live, yes, you can get it later. Thank you. You always rock. And I roll too. Thank you. Okay. So if it charged you $0, we've just talked about that. We've hopefully fixed it. So go get it back. And if it charged you $0, we will definitely reach out to you. Where did it go? Man, what?
Discounter said, so do we have to work? So we have to wear clothes on Monday.
All right, there we go. Okay, this is the best question. On all the music I get, do I listen before selling? No. And here's why. I sell so much music. There's not enough hours in my life. So I figured about a couple of years ago, I figured out all the pieces of music I sold: record, cassette, CD, 8-track, reel-to-reel. It would take me, back then, it would take me 53 years, 24 hours a day. Just can't happen. Now, if I see something I like, I'll listen to it. If I have a $3,000 record, $3,000 cassette, I'll listen to it to make sure. But I check it, and if a customer says it ain't working, I just believe them, because some things deteriorate. So you just gotta believe them. What do you do with shipping costs when a buyer purchases more than one album? That's when you definitely want to use media mail, because it comes in so cheap. Like I can ship 1,000 records for like $30. So, and records don't usually add a lot to the weight. So we can go in that a little bit deeper on Monday. But if people are going to buy extras, we can switch to media, or if they're willing to get it quicker, we can switch to priority. My other problem with vinyl storage is I have a spread over my house. We threw the light on real quick. Yeah. If you're going to do records, it would behoove you to have a proper record storage shelving unit. Now, not everyone has room for this, but if you do, hold please. Yes, storing and storage for records is very important. Store them properly. What is a BOLO? BOLO stands for be on the lookout. That's what a BOLO means. Kelly, go back. It should be correct now. Yes, it is 2020. Thank you for sticking with us. Don't forget, we're still giving away $50. Don't leave.
Somebody's asking about picture taking too.
Yeah, all these people from a few minutes ago, go back in. What about original Broadway albums worth anything? For the most part, Broadway on vinyl isn't worth much. Now, there are rare things, but things like South Pacific that was on Broadway for a long time, they're worth $1. But like with anything else, use your smartphone, research in the field, because the first couple times, whether you're doing vinyl or CDs or cassettes, you have to research everything. But then you'll start to get that feel like, oh, I know to skip all this now. The more you go, the faster you get. Yep. Classwithjason.com. Here, I'll put it. Well, hang on. Let me put it up. There it is. Yay. But you can put it in the link too. Yeah. So we're going to talk about new released albums, but on Record Store Day, things are limited edition. So you can buy things to resell, because here's the deal. Not everyone, even though there's a lot of record stores, not everyone has a record store. Not everyone is mobile. And with COVID, not everyone wants to go out. So you can go to a record store, buy a new release, and sell it for enough to make some money and worth your time. Did you miss anything? Nope. Just kidding.
Somebody said do special lighting.
Okay, Roach means destroyed. Hi, Allie. Okay, yeah, I know I've rolled back, but anybody that didn't get charged, head over and do it again. Is it better to keep the plastic on the album? I'm assuming you mean the cellophane. And yes, if there's cellophane, the original cellophane on the album, like this one, it is open. I listened to it today. The cellophane's still here. I'll leave the cellophane on. It is a selling point. Do you have all your records on shelves alphabetically? Yes, because how else would you find them? All right, I'll get to it.
How much longer the debates are starting?
We're just going to get through these questions. So if you got to leave, I understand you want to watch the debate. If you have a DVR, hit that record button. If the cover glue has eroded, but covering vinyl is so good, is it worth money? Yes. Now, I live in Vegas. This desert dries everything out. So if the cover happens to separate, not split, but separate because the glue dried out, a little bit of Elmer's, take the record out, put the Elmer's on, put some weight on top of it, wait 24 hours, you're back in business. No worries. Records in my collection, I've got about 1,000 probably. 78s. Okay, so we're not talking about 78s, and you notice we didn't talk about 7 inches either, really. I am going to do another class down the road where we get into 7 inches and 12-inch singles. 78s are tricky because they're made from a different material, and they're so old that majority of them turn to dust. You can be as careful as you can be, and then poof, they're into dust. And there is money to be made in 78s, but I'm so petrified and not wanting to deal with piles of dust that I just kind of skip them. Is it important to list the pressing info that is imprinted on the album? So they're talking about there's information in the dead wax in the center sometimes, but as long as you have the catalog number, most of the times you're good. I've never had any complaints. Ooh, you found a bunch of CDs after my CD class. Thank you. I don't know because I'm just trying to go through them.
All the topics that you mentioned be provided on Monday will be links, so you are not all separate with the shirts.
Oh, yeah. So if you sign up and you get the extras, you're going to get the extras, the how to spot a fake concert shirt, how to make money out of your household goods. You're going to get a link right to that. You're going to be able to watch it right away. Right away. How bad does a single deep scratch across 1 or 2 tracks affect the sales record, affect the record's value? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Again, if it's a rare $1,000 record, there will be worth to it. But if it's a $30 record, it's pretty much worthless at that point. What does stereophonic mean? Well, it means it's in stereo. So records came out in mono, meaning 1 speaker, and then they came out in stereo, meaning 2 speakers. Then they switched to quad, meaning 4 speakers. And nowadays we can do 5.1 surround. Woohoo! I've heard you don't ever want to buy records that have been stored horizontally. Warps them. Is that true? Yeah, it depends. I bought records from boxes horizontally, vertically. I've had real little problems. I bought 6,000 records when I lived in Long Beach. I just got 7,000 records now. You just got to go through them and check them. Does a record label say white promo? If not, how'd you know it was a promo? Yes, it'll say promo on it, and it'll be just white and black, like generic. Yeah, I've got our awesome senior and cost right here. Oh, this is a second one. This one's got another little thing in it. Whoop. So it says promotion right there. And like I said, it's white label. The regular label for this record will be whatever color Reprise was using at that moment of printing that records. Are you able to use search catalog number on Discogs? Yep, that's how you find what you're looking for. Now, if something says water damage on cover, I would walk away. Don't bid on it. Water damage, look, we're dealing with cardboard and paper. Water damage is really yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Can you talk about what it means on the LP that has been remastered? Yeah, so typically records come out, and then they come out again, and when they remaster them, they clean it up a little bit. Now, some collectors like the original, and some like the remastered. Anything remastered typically sounds better, but some people don't care. Some people just want the original. Is there any classic music records worth money? I assume you mean classical, and there is. And we're not going to get into a lot of classical because it's the one place where I'm deficient. And there's just so much crap out there to weed through the crap. I'm like, we'll just stay away from that for now. Is the country or region of origin important on vinyl or all media formats? Yeah, pretty much all. We only have 61 seats left if you're interested. Thank you. It's just a plastic record sleeve. Now, they come in different thicknesses. I buy the thin ones for shipping. If you're collecting, you can buy thicker ones. Can you go grab me one? You know where it is on the shipping table? All right. Yes, keep away from heat. Did you have something to say, John?
No, I was going to ask, can you go back over just for anybody that might have missed what the offer is and what they get? That's simple.
Cool. Absolutely. We can do that right now. All right, so let's back it up. So, all right, so you get the Flipping Vinyl Records Masterclass, which is on Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. East Coast, 4 to 6 p.m. West Coast, right? 4 to 6 p.m. No. 7 to 9.
7, 4 to
6, yeah.
6.
Yeah. I lost my brain there for a second. You get the how to spot a fake concert t-shirt class. You get the how to make money from home class and the Facebook group. Now, concert t-shirt class is a little over an hour. Make money from home is 2 hours. So you're getting 5.5, 6 hours of content plus the group, all for $69. Now, you will not find a better deal on the internet for training than that. So, and I, just by the people who have said so in the chat, you will not find anyone that packs their classes with more stuff than me. Yeah. All right, so make me big here. All right, so here it is. Just a plastic sleeve. And for shipping, I used to order the thicker ones, which cost more. And I'm like, you know what? Not everyone uses these. Some people might have their own. So I am going to use them to ship, but I'm going to save a little money and just get the thinner ones. They're fine. They're fine. They're dandy. But they're not the ones that I would typically use for my personal collection. Oops. Oh, yeah, we're in Q&A, but we'll leave this up there. Now, here's a great thing. Do you have any of the 7,000 going into the trash with vehicles on them? See, an auto enthusiast life collects records with vehicles on them. He really doesn't care what's on the cover. I'll tell you what. I got one with a trash, a garbage truck. Would that interest you? Because it's not really worth anything, but it's funny because it's got guys in tuxedos picking up the trash. Is the jacket the cover or the sleeve? It's the cover. Yep. Yeah, we're going to talk about grading a little bit more, but I want you to go read it because you need to kind of sit with it. And so, of course, I can read to you. Oh, story time with Jay. But I want you to read it on your own. But we're definitely going to talk about it. I use 12 by 12 foam pads instead of bubble wrap. That works too. Very good. Where'd you get the packing sleeve for shipping? Just order it online. Like I said in the class, I search around for the best deal at the moment when I need them. And like I said, Renee, I sometimes order them on eBay. Sometimes 3B, I think is his name. THREE, the letter B. I have no correlation, no connection to him, but he sells good music supplies. You know, there's not much to repair other than if the seam came undone. Other than that, yeah, you know, destroyed covers, I would just leave them and let the buyer fix them. Be very specific in your description, but let the buyer fix them. Thanks, Brian. I can't afford money's class, but I paid. Yeah, look, the knowledge you're going to get. Look, I just showed you 5 records that I sold recently for $80 to $100, $110. So you find one thing that I'm going to teach you on Monday, it's paid for your class. And then when you find the second thing, it's free money. And then the third and the fourth, because everyone who's taking my CD classes, my cassette classes, that just keeps compounding. Like you get 2 hours of all this content. And once you pay for the class, everything else is just pure profit. Yeah, we're going to talk about test pressings on Monday. Oh, look at that. Yep. We're going to be talking about that for sure. I got a test pressing sitting right over here. We're going to talk about on Monday. Test pressings are definitely worth some money. And yeah, that's a great question, Joel. Sometimes I sell records in lots, very much so, quite a bit actually. And we'll talk about that on Monday. But when you have a lot of one band that isn't all that big by itself, a lot is a way to go. So I'm going to show a lot of the lots I've sold recently and how I did them. Are imports more valuable as a rule? Usually, but it's not a blanket statement, but usually. Yeah, there is an odor to records. Now, the ones I got sitting here have no odor. So it depends on where they're stored. Odor's tough. Odor's tough to get out. And I tend to stay away from odor because, look, you can find records everywhere. So if you can avoid the ones that are too much work or too much hassle and stick to the ones that aren't, that's when you're going to be good. How do cutouts affect value? Now, typically cutouts are promos that were the first off the line. Usually more expensive. Not always. Sometimes they go to the budget bin. But we're going to get deeper into all the different promo markings on Monday. You learned about white label pressings tonight. We're going to go a little bit deeper on Monday. All right. Are there any crooner records worth selling? With everything where I say, you know, stay away from your grandmother's record collection, there's always the exceptions to the rule. There always is. But yeah, What about Music Club LPs? You know, remember the old days when you get 8 records for $1? They're worth some money, but it depends on what it is. But guess what? Music clubs use the cheapest vinyl, the cheapest cassettes, and the cheapest CDs. So typically they don't hold up after 20, 30, 40 years. Oh, you just get all your CDs. Hey, did you find any goodies, B Hall? Did you find any goodies? Estate sale record stink. Yep. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, but I sell a ton of promos, and that's why of the 4 things I put in my description, that's 3. Of the 4 things I put in my description, the promo markings is 1 because collectors want to know that. All right, let's give away some money, shall we? Oops, going the wrong way. The wrong way. All right, so our last, all right, cool. Oh, we're at Q&A already. Our last prize is a $50 Amazon gift card. Now, 100 people left. They left at the chance to win $50. But that's your good luck. I love the affordability of your classes. Yeah, I'm definitely not a price gouger. Look, plenty of people teach how to sell different things online, and they'll charge you thousands of dollars. I never do because, like I said at the beginning, knowledge is power. I like to give you that power. I also like to get paid for the work I put in to give you that power, but I think it's fair. I think it's fair if you only charge you $70 for a 2-hour class with a bonus 1-hour class and a bonus 2-hour class and a Facebook group where you can get extra help. That seems very fair. $69. All right. Let me get rid of this screen for a second. Share screen. Application window. Now, here's the deal. If you signed up and you got the 0 and you try to sign up again, we'll make it right. Don't you worry. So if you're when this is all done and when the debate's done or even tomorrow morning, message me and we will make sure it comes correct. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, you're very welcome, Renee. I'm very happy to help. I'm always happy to help. And look, if you know me for any few minutes, and some of you might be new, so welcome. I do free classes, and as you can see, I do charge classes. I figure together it's worth your time and money, and it's definitely worth my time to put together this for you. So if I give away a little bit of free and charge for this and give that for free and charge for that, it works out good for me in the end. It works out great for you in the end because I'm not charging a lot of money. All right, here we go. Let's hope they didn't leave. It will be funny if they did. All right, Deborah Lady something. Is Deborah Lady something in the chat? Oh, thank you very much, Lori. Thank you, Sky. I hope it came through that my passion for music tonight. Look, been in love with music since I was a little kid. Been in love with live music since 1981. Hasn't changed a bit. As much as I love listening to it and seeing it, I love selling it too because selling it pays for me seeing it. All right, Deborah Ladia. Cheryl, you don't need to see it. You're going to get it. As long as you sign up, you're going to get it. It's going to be delivered to you. Don't worry about that. It might be Lady A. You're very welcome. Now, don't run away because if Deborah don't shout out real soon, I'm spinning this again. So all of you running away, don't run away just yet because Deborah hasn't shouted out just yet. Yeah, I don't think Deborah's here. Deborah might have left for the thing.
There we go. Deborah Kilch.
All right, Deborah, is that your email? Is that really you? Because, you know, the first one, everyone tried to be funny. Being funny don't help. All right, cool. Oh, good. I'll see you on Monday, too. All right, Deborah, we will message you, but also if you can message me, that would definitely help quicken the process. So, oops. Let me get back up here. So if you haven't signed up yet and you want to, let me show this great graphic again. I want to thank my friend Nadine for making this awesomeness, this silliness of me and Stacy as Greg Allman and Cher. Only $69. You get the 2-hour masterclass on Monday. You get the how to spot a fake concert shirt. You get the how to make money from the crap laying around in your kitchen that you haven't used in 20 years since you got it for your wedding gift. And you get the support group. You're all very welcome. Thank you very much. Deborah, good. You won $50, Deborah. See, look at that. You took a free class and you won $50. So, yeah, that's what I try and do. I try and make it worth everyone's time. So, thank you very much, everybody. You guys are awesome. And thank you very much for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. I'm so sorry. Way out of our control. We were ready. John was ready on his end. Stacey and I are ready on my end. And then none of you could see me. It said we were live, but oh no. but luckily we found an alternative. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys rock. I love all of you. And thank you for being part of my journey. And I'm part of your journey. I'm going to make you more money. And this Christmas, when you're selling a ton of records, and you're like, thank God I took this journey with Jason, because I just put an extra $1,000 in my pocket this December. Look, I sell a lot of music, but you know when you sell the most? December. This is the best time to take this class, because everyone's looking for Christmas presents for friends who are like, oh, I got to buy them a piece of music because they love music. And that's when I sell the most music. December, bar none, is when I sell the most music. So I want to see you guys on Monday. But if you don't take Monday, that's fine. You've got the building blocks to go forth. Now, if you don't sign up for Monday and you want it later, it is going to cost you more. It'll always be there for you, but it is going to cost you more. But right now, it's $69. Get signed up. Thank you, everybody. We will see you. It's time for the DJ. Oh, yeah. DJ Ninja. No, thanks. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. If this is the correct word, enjoy the debate. I don't know. Try not to throw things at your TV. And I'll see most of you on Monday. Anything else to add, John?
No, I'm waiting till we get out of here.
All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and I'll hopefully see you around the record store. Bye, everybody.